Confucius is a wise old Chinese man that lived a long time ago. He looked wise, he said wise things, and when you quote him, you have to say, Confucius says. But what is Confucianism actually about? Well, the religion is just a continuation of the old ways, and the man is just the interpreter. Chinese Aboriginal religion goes back at least 3,000 years to the Shang dynasty beginning about 1600 BCE and the Zhou dynasty which followed in 1046 BCE. The official religion of the Shang worshipped a supreme god called Shangdi, or the highest, but this was mostly replaced by Tian, or heaven, from the Zhou. Shangdi is said to be the first ancestor of the Shang, giving them a divine right to power. When the Zhou overthrew the Shang, they claimed the mandate of heaven. To the Zhou, Tian bestowed power only to the worthy. They claimed the Shang were tyrants who fell out of favor. The mandate of heaven became political and religious doctrine and justified the rule of the king, or the son of heaven. The son of the king would be raised as a potential leader, but noble birth was not required, only the mandate of heaven, which is said to include being especially virtuous. However, natural disasters could be a sign of unworthiness, and the people sometimes revolted in the aftermath. Worthiness itself could sometimes be arbitrary. By the time of Confucius in the 6th century BCE, anyone who could afford the elaborate rituals could claim divine right. New rituals popped up outside the official tradition, and people began to lose faith in the old ways as the Zhou dynasty shrank. But not Confucius, who was educated in Shang Zhou theology. He resented vulgarization of the rituals because he thought meditation was important. He preached his own interpretation, amending and recodifying the classical books. Confucius says, the lives of the sages are interwoven with Tian. He believed it gave him life and virtue. He thought people should worship their personal gods, but through the proper rites of which he was a master. And in order to pray appropriately, one must know and respect heaven and sacrifice in person, or, Confucius says, it is the same as not having sacrificed at all. The sage is the best, but reaching this status is not easy, so Confucius created a model of the gentleman, or superior person, called the Junzi, which any man could achieve. A Junzi could be rich or poor. He is a man of action and not words, and disciplines himself. The opposite of the Junzi is the Xiao Jin, the small or petty person, who seeks immediate gain regardless of consequences. Should society be ruled by Xiao Jin and not Junzi, the people will suffer. Ultimately, the government should be run like a family, and the Junzi should be a beacon of filial piety, a very important part of Confucianism. Filial piety is the respect for elders, ancestors, traditions, and hierarchies. There are 5 bonds: ruler to ruled, father to son, husband to wife, elder brother to younger brother, and friend to friend, which is the only relationship where hierarchies aren't stressed in favor of mutual respect. Each relationship has rules and duties, including the dead, and hierarchies must be earned by the worthy. There are 5 constants, starting with the golden rule: humanness, righteousness, proper rights and social order, character and knowledge, faithfulness and integrity. After Confucius died, his successors, in accordance with the master, identified meditation as a way to achieve oneness. Each individual can obtain divine power through understanding and become reabsorbed into the cosmic source. The idea of oneness is similar to Taoism. However, Taoism does not emphasize rigid rituals and social order. Humans are seen as a microcosm of the universe, which can be understood by understanding ourselves. Taoist ethics vary, but usually focus on naturalness, embracing paradox, and the 3 treasures of compassion, frugality, and humility. The will of the individual should be in harmony with nature and the universe, as disrupting the harmony could result in unintended consequences. In both Confucianism and Taoism, God is simply the flow of the universe. You can't talk directly to it, but it acts through nature by continuously recreating itself through the complementary extremes of yin and yang, which cannot exist without each other. The Tao, or Source, manifest as the three pure ones. They are formless, but often portrayed as old Chinese men in red, blue, and yellow robes. The first pure one is heavenly chi of the planets, stars, and energy of God. The second is human chi, which sustains human life. And the third is earth chi, which includes the 5 elemental forces: water, fire, wood, metal, and earth. There are many rituals in Taoism, such as fortune-telling, astrology, and other ways of attempting to achieve oneness. Taoist alchemy outlines formulas aimed at longevity, even to the point of immortality. A sacrificial burning of joss paper, or spirit money, is based on the belief that images on the paper consumed by fire will appear in the spirit world to be used by the dead. During lively street rituals, as firecrackers fill the sky, performers dance in puppets of lions and dragons and are thought to be possessed by the gods and spirits they are portraying. What we seem to have here is 2 opposing ideologies: the rigid social order of Confucianism and the free will of Taoism. However, both incorporate yin and yang, have near identical ideas of the divine, and neither one offers a real alternative to the ancient folklore and superstitions which were built on and perpetuated. Perhaps what we can learn is not to be afraid to interpret and amend the wisdom of our ancestors to fit the modern world, even while we preserve it.